back to another episode of Matchday Minds. And before we get into today's episode, please can you make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And please do click that notification bell so you do not miss out on any future uploads. Today we're back. Kieran is back. And how are you, my friend?
Yeah, pretty good, pretty good. Been a rough couple of weeks.
Yeah,
Started a new job, so
been
yeah,
grinding on the grind set.
yeah, on the grind set. But
Mm-hmm,
uh,
mm-hmm.
but we're back. We're back with some incredible content. Again, Arsenal coming out strong in the Champions League last night. Love to see it. Beat Bayern Munich, team we haven't beat for probably over like 10 years, I think it was. The last
Yeah.
team that beat them was the Arsene Wenger side back in 2015. So that's when we had Giroud, Oxlade-Chamberlain, likes of those players. So big achievement from Mikel Arteta. Chelsea coming up on the weekend, so hopefully
Oh
we can
yeah.
get a result there.
What do you what do you think of Chelsea?
Well, I put out a TikTok earlier this week, so I think it was either yesterday or Tuesday. I put that on. So recording this on Thursday for all the viewers. Um, but yeah, I put out a TikTok on Tuesday or Wednesday this week saying about how good I think this Chelsea side is. And honestly, I think it's one of those where I think if they get a result against us and they can beat us at the bridge, I think it propels them to be in this title race. So there's a lot on the line for Chelsea. There's also a lot on the line for us because I think if we win this game, I think we go again 9 points clear of Chelsea. Something like I think it's like 12 points clear of City. And I think at that point you just can't lose the league at that point. So it's one of those where we can either go from touching distance to the next sort of team in the table, or we'll just fly ahead. So this is a very pivotal point in the season for us, and I think this Chelsea team are definitely going to be up for it. And not that I'm worried too much, but I do fear this Chelsea side slightly.
Mm,
I still think we'll win it, but I am a little bit more concerned about this Chelsea side than I have been about other teams that we've been playing this season. So
yeah, anyway, stop yapping.
yes.
Let us get into today's episode, which I have planned. So, the last couple of episodes we've been doing tier lists, so I feel like we'll just keep that theme along. Um, we did Manchester United, we did Manchester City with Willow. You being Arsenal, I feel like you're the expert per se.
Go on then, let's do this.
You need to do me a favor, right?
Hmm.
This bias hat you're wearing, take it off.
No.
But I'll show you if you are watching. Sorry, audio listeners, you have to go to our YouTube channel to see how we're doing it. But I'll give you a rundown again. We got tiers from S down to D, and I've added a pending in this section just purely for like your new signings that you signed this summer. It's kind of hard to judge them on.
Can I just make one request?
No.
All right, fine. Uh, Remove that stink because we don't stink.
Ah,
Come on.
okay. I'll remove the stink.
Oh, nah. Best team in the world at the moment. Best team in the world at the moment. You can't argue it at the moment. You
Well, you
can't.
can. You haven't won anything.
History is there to be written.
Yeah, but you can't make the claim being the best team in the world when you're not even retaining a trophy.
We will win a trophy this season, guaranteed.
All right, Carabao Cup.
Yeah,
But anyway,
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go to the Crystal Palace game at the end of December. So let's go. Anyway, tier list time.
yep. So yeah, S down to D. These are order to transfer marked. The order of transfers done by Mikel Arteta since starting in COVID.
Hmm.
So the very first player, Can you guess who his first signing is?
It was either Pablo Mari or Cedric Suarez.
According to Transfermarkt, it was Pablo Mari. So where do you want to put him? I feel like he was god awful.
See, I'm gonna be a little bit kind here and
No.
say no. I'm gonna be a bit kind here. When Arteta first came in, he was working with a very limited budget, and I think at the time it was all about damage limitation. He took over from a very poor Emery side that was conceding far too many goals, and he just needed to get in and secure up that back line really. So what he was trying to do was to implement a back 3/5 system, so that we could then build upon, which did work out, and obviously that's what led to the success of us winning the FA Cup at the end of that season. Again, I still don't think Mari was a great player for Arsenal, but I
Hmm.
think at the time, with the resources that Arteta had, I don't think it was a terrible signing. But I don't think it's the worst tier signing that we've made. So I'm probably gonna have to go ahead and put him in C.
All right, so I'm putting him in D because I'm not letting you put that guy in C. Bro,
But
he
the
was
thing is,
trash.
he wasn't. Him and Suarez were both, I would say, about a C tier player. I don't think they were terrible, but I don't think they really elevated. Well, they didn't elevate our team at all, but they
Why
didn't
would you put him in C?
because of the circumstances of the signing.
No,
Um,
we're not talking about that. We're talking about their time and
mhm.
them signing for Arsenal, how they performed at Arsenal.
Yeah, again, I don't think they were terrible. I don't think they're D tier. Like D tier is like god awful. Why on earth did we sign these players?
Yeah, he's one of those questions you need to ask.
I think again, I don't think he's a high C tier. I still think he's C. I don't think he's god awful. I would say if we're gonna move it across, I would say he's him and Suarez will probably be bottom end C tier.
Okay, so then we'll put Suarez in C, even though that's bonkers. If it was
Yeah,
me, both these would be in D. Like they were horrendous players.
I mean they're not Nuno Tavares.
We'll get to that, but yeah, Cedric Suarez, a free transfer. Was Pablo Mari free as well?
It was like 500k. It wasn't a lot. It was
Okay,
tiny amounts.
that boosts up a little bit, but yeah, C2 is crazy for these guys. But
But both of them were cheap as chips.
yeah, that's the only saving
Uh,
grace was the transfer fees.
if I'm not mistaken, next signing was it Willian?
Yeah,
Oh my god. Yeah. Is there anything below D? Uh,
yeah.
um, Willian.
I'm gonna make a
Can you check?
new
Can you rename that just in advance to Willian slash no, not even Tavares. I
William
think
Co.
I think you're forgetting Raheem Sterling. God awful.
William
Yeah, he needs to go
William.
down there.
Yeah.
My God, why on earth did we sign him? Arguably the worst signing we've ever made.
Um,
Arguably, I don't. Other than Raheem Sterling, I cannot think of a worse signing than Willian.
it made sense, right?
It
Because
did,
you,
but then his debut, he looked fat.
yeah,
He
when he
had
came
he
back,
literally took a page out of Hazard's book,
yeah, eating the burgers. But yeah, it
eating
made
the
sense.
burgers.
It made sense. It was a free transfer. He had been at Chelsea. It was proven
A
he
free
just
hunt,
needed,
a free transfer on £200,000 a week.
yeah.
Brilliant transfer. Come on.
But yeah, absolutely
Oh,
terrible. I mean,
god
need me
awful.
say more? I was listening to a
No.
podcast the other day, and like, this has been like doing the rounds, like who's the best, blah blah, who's ever played in the Premier League, and it was like who's the best Brazilian, and like Willian was mentioned as being the best Brazilian in the Premier League, and I was just like,
Mm,
what?
that's a crazy statement.
Yeah,
Maybe it's early days in Chelsea, but
I wouldn't
oh
even say
my,
that. Even
oh
then,
my.
Thinking of like that, I know the Prem hasn't had too many Brazilians, but like
I mean,
even like
two that I can think of just off the top of my head: Jesus and Costa,
Gabriel
better than
Jesus.
Willian. Yeah,
Interesting. Yeah, moving on. So Williams in his own category below D, just for
it's well
confirmation.
deserved.
Yep.
The fat
Next
boy category.
person. Speaking of Brazilians, Gabriel.
Magalhaes
Magalhães.
S.
He was number
So
4, which I find crazy.
yeah,
He was that
it is
early.
crazy. So he was one of the players who came in again at the time when he first came in. This is when Xhaka was going through his rash stage, constantly getting red cards. We had David Luiz at the back who was partnered him at centre back, and oh my god, it was such a god awful time. I literally want to bleach my eyes just because I sat through and watched it.
Yeah.
It was terrible. But Gabriel was probably the one shining light. Yeah, fair enough. He had that aggressive tendency. Yes, fair enough. He got a few, gave away a few just terrible mistakes. I mean, I'm pretty sure. I mean, if you look back on the 2020 highlights, um, like the highlight reels of 2020, there's a point where he gets subbed off because a ball comes along and smacks him in the goalies, and he's literally gets subbed off because of it. And that just kind of sums up his first season at Arsenal. It was pretty terrible with some shining moments, and after that, he has truly embodied the whole Arteta ethos and the
Mm,
way of play, and he has risen to become probably our most integral player.
yeah.
Up there with Saka, up there with Rice, up there with Saliba and Raya. He has become the king of that backline.
He should be
It's
the
why
captain of the squad.
I I get it. I do agree. But I think if you remove the captaincy from Erdegaard, it kind of disrupts the whole environment that we have going at the club. You don't really want to upset someone who's been a captain for what is it, like 4 or 5 years now. And I think Erdegaard, back when he got it, definitely deserved it. And I still think he does. I just think, again, you need leaders all across the pitch, and he is our leader at the back. The captain without the captain's armband.
Harry Maguire.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Next on the list, Runarson.
D.
D.
Terrible. I mean, he was brought in as a backup. He was never brought in to be played, really. I think when we signed him, he was only something like 19 or 20 years old. He'd kind of performed in Iceland. We brought him in just to see how he developed, and he did not develop at all. He was terrible. Again, it was a failed experiment. Nothing more
Yeah.
you can really say about it. He didn't really. I think he only played like twice for us. Um, and yeah, that's really about it for Runnison.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how many appearances he actually made.
I don't know where he even is now. Does he
Can
still
actually,
play?
uh, should find out. Runarson. He plays for Copenhagen.
All right.
Hmm.
Yeah, he had a very rough Arsenal career.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but yeah, D.
definitely D.
Yeah, not too much to say on there, but next player on our list would be Thomas Partey.
Oh, I mean, partially we have to say he needs his own new tier list because of what he did. Alleged, yeah. Um, But I think if we look at him based on his football performances and how well he played for the team, I would have to say A. I wouldn't say he was
Or
quite S because um, he had so many problems with injuries. But I think in terms of how he evolved our style of play, he kind of he really came into his element when we signed Zinchenko and Gabriel Jesus. That season, he was incredible. Apart from obviously his injuries that he did have midway through that season, I think he was arguably one of the best CDMs in the league at the time, second to only Rodri. Um, but yeah, definitely tarnished based on what happened and how everything went down with him. And it is a shame to see, but at the end of the day, if you're going to go ahead and do that sort of stuff, then got no place in my club, unfortunately.
so if we disregard the alleged thing, where did you say you wanted to put him?
I would say A.
A. Nah.
A. He was.
He
I'm sorry. He was the second best. I know we love second best, but he was the second best at the time, second only to the Ballon d'Or winner in Rodri.
for a season though. If you talk about his whole career,
I still think he was. He completely changed Arsenal's midfield. We went from having Lucas Torreira in midfield and Ainsley Maitland-Niles to having Thomas Partey, a player who could actually defend in the midfield, a player who could actually break the lines, a player that could actually make a solid pass, and honestly, a player who could absolutely twat one in from outside the box. And we needed that. And he gave us that. He was a very solid player for us. Again, other than injuries, which kept him out for a good part of the season, multiple seasons. Weirdly enough, the only time he ever stayed fit for a basically full season was his last season for Arsenal.
yeah. So the injuries that he picked up before, maybe they weren't injuries.
Maybe, but
Allegedly, they weren't
alleged.
injuries.
But
Allegedly,
yeah,
I
we'll
will not
keep him
say more
down
on them.
in allegedly, because I cannot put that man on A,
Yep,
unfortunately.
he wouldn't be A anyway. So next player on the list. So we are going to Matty Ryan.
Oh, fuck me. That man stinks. Stinks. D, any day.
Arteta during this time had, I don't know who was dealing with your transfers, but Jesus, these are the type of players that come back. Mm-mm. Two goalkeepers and two crap defenders, mate. And Willian. I hope they got sacked
Yeah,
instantly. Matty Ryan, mate, just what? Who's even scouting him?
I honestly have got no
Who
idea.
was even like the first team goalkeeper? Must have
He,
been Emi Martinez at
I don't
some.
think it was. I don't think it was a permanent signing though. I think it was only a loan,
It was actually, yeah, it was just a loan. I think there was an
which
option at some point.
yeah, there
I
was
don't
an
think he
option.
triggered it.
But again, he purely paid back up to Leno at the time.
Yeah. Was it when Emi
Um,
wanted to leave or started to leave?
yeah, that's when
Yeah,
we sold Emmy to
Villa.
yeah, Aston Villa. We just needed a second goalkeeper, and
Yep.
he had Prem experience. It I think at the time it made sense. I just didn't. I don't think anyone realised how bad he would have been. And again, he didn't really play for us, so at the end of the day, it didn't really matter because we
Yeah.
got knocked out of the cups quite early on in those 2 seasons. Well, in that season
Shock.
that he was there.
Shock.
Yeah,
Next player on the list, probably your next S tier, Martin Odegaard.
yeah. Esther has to be. Completely. Obviously, he only came in at first for a 6-month loan.
Yeah.
And then after that loan, signed on a permanent deal in the following summer. And he, again, is another player who just embodies the whole Mikel Arteta ethos. He completely changed the way we play as well. He is just an absolute magician on the ball. To be fair, how we managed to sign him is still, it really still baffles me. Considering where we were as a club at that point, I mean, you just got to look at the signings around him and say, how did we manage to get this man?
I just think he was really out of favour with Real Madrid, and I don't think
But
anyone kind of
the fact that no one else went in for him though, like,
was because he was underwhelming at Real Madrid. I mean, he came in at what, like a 15, 16-year-old, and then wasn't great, so he had to be shipped to Netherlands for game
I just
time
don't
and
think
did a good
he
spell.
was he wasn't really given a chance
Yeah, but I mean, it's Real
at
Madrid. Their
Madrid. No,
standards
no, of
are
course,
high.
but like he wasn't given a chance, and the chances he did have on loan, he definitely performed. I mean, you look at his time at Real Sociedad when he was on loan there for a season, linking up with Isak, Marino, Zubamendi. They created, uh, I think they wasn't it they qualified for the Champions League for the first time in however long it was. And I believe they went and won a cup as well, didn't they? As a
Um,
team when they were at Sociedad. But anyway, I think yeah, Erdegaard. It still baffles me how we managed to get him. I'm so glad we did, and my captain, especially at the time when he managed to get it from Aubameyang. He was the only real option at the
yeah,
time.
they won the Spanish Cup.
Mm. But yeah, absolutely elite, world
Yep.
class player now.
I'd say he's kind of declined a little bit more.
I
I feel
think
like
it's.
he's
I don't think I don't think he's really declined. I think he's suffered a lot from injuries. I think if you look at the last sort of 12 months in isolation, you could probably say he has. But then again, I think last season he was playing the remainder of the season on an injury. You could tell from the way he was playing. And then this season he hasn't had a chance to really get going.
all
What
he
has he
has. He
played like?
just keeps getting injured.
What has he had like? He's played in three matches for us this season, and only totaled a number of like I think it was like 70 minutes of game time,
Just keeps
um,
getting injured, mate.
because of injuries. And it's not the same injury. It's not like he's an injury prone player. It's just a case that it's just been a bit unfortunate. I'm just hoping that this time he can come back and really solidify himself back into the team and get back to his best. So
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I'm not. It's just unfortunate that he has to play a deeper role because, unfortunately, numbers kind of mean things these days. And if you're not getting assists, then you can't really be considered a good player. You know what I mean?
not quite. It's all about chance creation.
Chance
And
creation.
if
Bruno would
you're
win Ballon d'Or
but if
then if it was
but if
chance
but if
creation.
but if you're creating chances for your team and you're leading your team to victory every single week in, week out, and you're pivotal to those attacks starting, I don't think direct assist numbers count that much. Like,
Yeah,
obviously they count,
If you're trying to win Ballon d'Or, etc., etc., yeah, they do. Because that's what
but
you have voted
The
on.
Ballon d'Or's a fraud anyway. We all know that.
Well, yeah, it doesn't mean anything these days.
Why isn't Salah on the Ballon d'Or? Anyway, moving on.
You're just jealous. Who was after Odegaard? Nuno Tavares.
D D D
You sure you
D
don't want him in
D.
Willian and Co?
Oh, I might actually have to. I might
Yeah,
have to stick him in there.
yeah, Nuno Tavares. Just a
Terrible,
terrible player.
absolutely terrible. I mean, he's been all right since he's left Arsenal. He's had an all right run at Marseille, and I think he went to didn't he go to
It's Forest,
Rennes for
wasn't
a
it?
bit? I don't think he went to Forest. No.
He did.
He got hooked off against Forest. I
No,
remember
he played
that.
again. He played for Forest
Did he?
after
God.
Marseille.
Was it? God. But yeah, I remember we were playing against Nottingham Forest in the FA Cup. This was when Forest were a championship side. I think it was like 2 seasons before they got promoted.
Mm.
And I think he played, what was it, like 15 to 20 minutes and got hooked
Sounds like
because he
Gyökeres.
was that bad.
Sounds like Gyökeres.
Not a chance. Honestly, I don't understand. I do not understand. I understand the signing. I just don't understand him as a player.
What
What was
Nuno?
he doing? What was he doing?
I don't know.
God
Man. It's
awful.
just
He had moments, but he was just so mistake prone. Like every other game would just be he would have like a really good performance one game, and then it would just be god awful mistake. Like I can't even. Nah. Anyway, moving on. Moving on from
yeah,
him.
very swiftly. Onto another just as bad player,
God.
Sambi Lokonga.
Oh bloody hell. Um, if I'm honest, I wouldn't put him in Willian and Co. I would say a D tier.
Yeah,
Um, he was definitely better than Tavares. He didn't have that many mistakes in him. I just think again we bought him as a young player. He was at Anderlecht with Vincent Company beforehand, and he was basically signed as a recommendation from Vincent Company. So
he did that on
Arteta's
purpose.
maybe, but he was a shining light at Anderlecht. Before we signed him, he was one of their best players.
Yeah,
I think we signed him when he was 21, I believe he was.
I don't know how old he
Um,
was.
he was he still needed to develop physically, and he never did. He just never bulked up. I bet if you look at him now, he's still a twig.
Yeah, he's in
Um,
Germany now.
and I think that was his biggest downfall, was that he just couldn't match the physicality of the Premier League. I think he had talent. I think he definitely had, because I mean, you saw it when he went on loan to Luton Town. He had very good moments,
Yeah, I was going
um,
to say that.
technically, but I think he just never had the physicality that which needed for the Premier League.
Yeah,
He had, I think, if he goes to like La Liga, you know, Liga, and maybe even some of the Portuguese league, or again back to the Belgian league, or even the Dutch league, I think he would thrive. I think he's the type of player who can sort of get away with making a little bit of a mistake and still, perform to a top level. But I just think he to playing like the elite leagues, and on the elite level, you need that physicality, and he just didn't have it. So I
yeah, Mingen. Terrible player. How much do you pay for him? Like 20
think it was
mil.
something like 20 mil, yeah.
Disgusting.
And I think we sold
Right,
him for about 5. So
great.
yeah, not great.
The next player on our list, we are looking at Be Right Back, Ben White.
Benny Blanco, absolutely love him. Uh, I think my first A tier. I think he's quite S, but he's got to be an A tier. Um,
Being a bit chill.
Again, should be playing for England. Whatever
His,
happened, I do not know.
he refused to play for his country, so
Yeah. Again, he went to the World Cup 4 years ago, and he did. He was doing well, and something happened while he was at the camp. But yeah, I don't think we'll ever find out what happened with Ben White in the England camp. Maybe in like 20 years' time, after he's retired, he might come out on a random podcast, and
this
reveal
one, hopefully.
exactly what happened. Hmm?
MK Sports Podcast, hopefully.
Yeah, the MK Sports podcast. Maybe we'll have him on here, guys, and we'll find out exactly what happened. But
He
for
will only
now,
come on. He will only come on this podcast if you like, comment, and subscribe.
exactly. and make sure you follow us on all of our socials.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think we're going to find out anytime soon what actually happened. He might make a return to the England squad at some point, but for the foreseeable, I don't think it's going to be anytime soon.
Yeah.
It is a shame, but you know, a couple of seasons ago, he probably was regarded as one of, maybe not the best, but one of the best right backs in the league. Even though, as you always love to say, he's not a right back, he's a centre back. Times have changed.
You're gone woke.
um, all gone woke. But when he did come in, to be fair, he did shore up that back line. He became the first proper partner for Gabriel, and they were unlucky not to get us top four qualification that season. We got fifth place at the end of the season, and yeah, I mean he was a big part of that,
Hmm.
alongside obviously Gabriel.
Now, moving on. Next player, Aaron Ramsdale. Jesus Christ.
I love him. I love him. You hate him, but I love him.
I think he's
Uh,
terrible.
no, he's just there's something about him. Um, his passion, he's just an infectious player. Whenever he's playing, he's just I don't know what it is. He winds the opposition up, which fair enough. Sometimes did come back to bite him in the ass, but for the most part, it worked in his favour. I think his biggest downfall was that interview with I can't remember who it was with now, but that interview where he said, "Yeah,
Was
I
it Gary
struggled to
Neville?
keep focus for 90 minutes."
Mm. I think that's really shot him in the foot.
Yeah, and that's what ruined his Arsenal career. I think to be completely honest, I know when we signed Ramsdale, we were already looking at signing Raya, but Raya was just completely unattainable because Arteta desperately wanted him, and we went for the next best option, which was Ramsdale. And I cannot put him anywhere. It's the problem, right? I I don't know because I love him as a player, right? So I personally would love to see him in A, but I understand why you wouldn't want him to be an A.
He can't be an A
So
player. Like
I
B
think
is like
he's
the max.
I think he has to be a high B, a high B. I love him as a player, but again, I just think, and Arsenal fans are going to hate me as well for saying that, but I think taking off the hat, he did have mistakes in him. Yes, he also did have incredible moments in him, but a lot of those were sort of self-made.
Exactly. Why
Um,
can't be an A too?
yeah. So yeah, I mean, you look back at that Liverpool game where he made like I think it was like 3 or 4 saves in a row, which was insane, and he did have those kind of moments in him.
Mm.
But I think it's since we've got Raya, you've kind of realised a bit more as to why Arteta did what he did and why Ramsdale probably at the time wasn't the option.
Yeah.
At least Arteta's first option.
Yep. Next player, Tomiyasu.
Such a shame. Um, so much potential, so much talent. Just another one of those players who just could not stay fit. Believe it or not, only just left the club this summer, just gone. Ability wise, top tier. I think he could have been our starting left back for many years to come. Uh, but the problem was again just that injury. He just could not, for the life of him, stay fit. So at that point, and obviously you always say the best ability is availability. and because of that, I'm gonna have to put him in C tier, obviously ahead of Mari and Cedric.
Bill just put him flipping C. I'd put him D. We don't
I
need to
just,
spend
yeah,
too much time on the next player, Austin Trusty.
trusty the process. Come on.
Mm.
Allegedly,
No,
no, he just never really. I can't say he. It was such a weird signing, right? So the reason we went for the signing was because we were going to get some kind of sponsorship money in advance of signing him. So technically, it was a free transfer, and we bought him over to the UK. That was basically it. Um, I don't know. It was just something really strange that the Cronkies did, um, with a partner sort of club out in the States, and he then obviously went off to, I believe it was Birmingham, and
yeah, he went on
then
loan.
yeah, literally straight away, and yeah, we never really got to see him at all. So very strange signing. I don't even really want to class him as an Arsenal player because he didn't. I think he may have played like once or twice, and that was about it.
No, I don't think he ever made a first appearance. But yeah, Colorado Rapids is owned by Cronky Sports.
That's it.
So yeah, so just money laundering then. So maybe I was
Yeah,
right. Allegedly,
allegedly. It was some dodgy dealing. I know that for a fact.
money laundering. That's what he was there for.
It was weird. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. Not too much to say on that. But next player again. Don't spiel on him, Marquinhos. Marquinhos.
Oh my god!
Poor man's
The
Martinelli.
hype around this man was in the Arsenal fan base was completely delusional. Completely delusional. Bro couldn't even make it at Norwich in the Championship.
Yeah.
Terrible D.
Mm, D. Yeah. Not
Terrible.
too much. Not too much
Terrible.
to say on there. Next player, Matt Turner.
See, Matt Turner,
So
I'm
another
going to have
money
to.
laundering.
No. So Matt Turner was again bought in after we sold Leno. He was bought in as again, another one of those kind of Runnison and goalkeeper, like backup goalkeeper kind of signings. But the
Mm,
thing is, I think he was one of the only ones that actually paid off. So for me, I would say he goes into C tier. The reason being, he did put in some good performances, and there was a period where Ramsdale was injured, and he came in and played in his stead.
that's crazy.
There was a reason that Nottingham Forest signed him from us. Um, he was a solid player. He wasn't. I don't think he ever put in a bad performance, but I don't think he ever put in a good performance. Um, he was just a backup. Didn't really cost a lot of money.
How much was
Yeah,
he?
you can't really see too much about him.
6 mil.
Yeah, not a lot of money
Yeah.
when you think
C.
about how much players go for these days.
Yeah.
So
Um.
yeah,
Next player, Fabio Vieira.
again, so much potential,
It was just crap.
so much potential. Crap. I believe he's still on Arsenal's books, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken.
is he
I think
on it?
he's only out on loan at the moment.
I don't know if it was
So he's still an Arsenal,
confirmation. Yeah, it's just a loan.
but I know
Who
he's
else
back at Porto. Yeah.
did did Lokonga
Hmm?
go? You saw did Lokonga go to Hamsburg as well? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So Lokonga and him went to Hamburger.
Germany. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but he's only on loan.
Weird. Weird, isn't it?
Mm.
But yeah, Vieira, again, he had weird moments, right? He had I think a lot of these players had moments. But
Yeah,
again,
not very
I,
good
I think I
ones.
have to put him in the same category as Lokonga and say it's another one of those failed experiments that yeah, just didn't really work out. So
Yep, terrible.
yeah, D tier.
Now we're starting to get somewhere now. Gabriel Jesus.
For what he did with our club, I don't think he was ever a bad signing. And I think he was one of our better signings, and I would say an A tier signing. Um, Again, Arsenal in Jesus' first season was unstoppable. We went from fifth place finish to challenging City for the title, and pushed them all the way. We pushed them all the way and fell at the last hurdle. But we went all the way, and unfortunately lost out. And Jesus was a huge part of that. He was definitely an upgrade over Lacazette. He kind of provided a similar sort of play style, but just so much more on the ball. Every time he was on the ball, you just thought something was going to happen. The creativity that he had, fair enough, his finishing might not be too, you know, the level you'd want a top tier striker to be at. But everything else he provided off the ball, uh, creating chances, he was more of that like Roberto Firmino false nine kind of player. And he really, and obviously one of my favourite players, definitely thrived because of him, in Gabriel Martinelli. And because of that, I have to say A tier. I just think because of his injuries at the World Cup, he was never the same afterwards, and it's a shame to say. But I think, and every time he has come back, he has always performed. So you look at when he came back against Crystal Palace, I think he scored like 6 goals in 2 games or something like that, or 5 goals in 2 games against Crystal Palace in both the cup and in the league. And I think that was like literally within like a week of each other. So we played him in I think it was Carabao Cup. He scored a hat trick, and then we played him again in the league, and we beat them 2-0. I think it was 3-0, and Jesus scored a brace.
A tier, mental. Who was
I
next
think
on
he's
that
one of the better
list?
signings after from Arteta.
Yeah, you say that. Zinchenko, Mr. Crybaby himself.
B tier.
B.
I think based on what he did when he came in and why we signed him, again, part of that evolution of making us more dominant on the ball and getting to that point where we were controlling games. We go back to the first season we challenged City for the title. It was completely unexpected, and Zinchenko definitely played a big part of that. He did just sort of, you know, one-on-one. I think was his biggest flaw. And obviously, we have seen it now that we've now got 2 players who are just significantly better upgrades to him, in Marcelo Skelly and Ricardo Calafiori. So yeah, I think a B tier is very well warranted for him. I think if you were to look at it and say the last 2 seasons that he was at Arsenal, I would say definitely a C or D. But when he first came in, really evolved our team and was so passionate every time he was on the pitch. I just can't believe that he was crying about not playing games. Very unprofessional.
Yeah. So yeah, he deserves a D for that.
For
But
that, yeah, I think if we take that in isolation, definitely a D. But yeah, for what he did for the club, I think
yeah.
a B is very warranted for him.
Next, your favorite man, Trossard.
Oh, I can't put him any higher than B. I'm sorry.
I'd say that.
I don't think he's been as bad as some of the players in C. He definitely is not on the same level as A tier. He's all right.
Yeah.
When he came off the bench, and scored against City the couple of times that he did, he was quality. But every time he started, I thought he's just so bad. He's just, I don't think Arteta knows how to utilize him properly yet. And that's really bad from Arteta. Uh, Other fans will probably disagree with me and say that, he's our best left winger. I don't think he really is. I don't think he has the quality to start for us on a week to week basis. And I definitely think there's better options in our squad. So yeah,
Very
B
interesting.
tier for me.
Kivior.
I really liked Kivior. Not to the point of saying an A tier, because I think A tier is like that upper echelon of player. But I would say he is like top bracket B tier. Every time he came in, he looked so solid. There was moments last season, especially where Gabriel had injuries, and we were thinking, oh god, here we go, it's another Saliba injury. We're going to completely crumble, and because of him, we didn't crumble. I mean, you look at the two legs against Real Madrid. He did not put a single foot wrong. He completely locked up Kylian Mbappe. They didn't even have a sniff at goal. So yeah, for me, upper B tier. Obviously, we sold him to Porto in the summer, just gone. And I think he did need to go. He was too good to be a backup player and a squad player. And yeah, B tier for me.
B.
What are your thoughts on him?
I, he was just a bang. He did what, a couple good games in the Champions League. Other than that, just bang average. So I think C is probably more fair.
I just think he's he was a very well-rounded player. He had his set skill sets, such as his long pass from deep, which is quite hard to find in centre backs. Obviously, we saw I can't even remember who it was in the Bayern Munich game yesterday. Do a similar sort of thing that Kivior would always do. But yeah, I just think it's a bit too harsh to put him in C. And I think he's kind of on that level of he's a little bit higher than Zinchenko, and probably on the same level as like Ramsdale.
Yeah. Jorginho.
Again, he didn't really evolve the team, but he was a very good understudy to Thomas Partey, and he had a couple of games where he made some mistakes, but his experience definitely helped, and you could tell in the dressing room that he was definitely a big name in the dressing room. So ultimately, I again would have to say B tier. I don't think he's an elite player. I don't think he's top tier. But yeah, B tier for me. Definitely helped us last season get into the latter stages of the Champions League. But yeah, I did like him as a player and respect him definitely, especially when we played against Chelsea as well. He did not like Chelsea.
Just a bit too slow.
Just a bit too slow. I mean, that's probably down to age. I think
Yeah.
if we could have signed him a few years earlier, probably an A tier. But
Kai Havertz.
Kai Havertz. Kai Havertz is a weird one. The start to his career wasn't that great. And currently injury prone. This is the thing, right? He has played so well for us, and it was to the point that there was moments where we weren't really crying out for a striker because he scored so many goals in the latter part of his first season for us. And I think because of that, it's so easy for me to say B tier. But can I really say A? I think he's borderline B to A. He's been very good for us in moments. But I think if you look at the start of his career for Arsenal and where he currently is for Arsenal, injured, and he's been injured for quite a while. Uh, I can't not put him in B.
Yeah. I
I
still
would,
think
I
he's your
would
best
love,
striker.
I would love to put him higher, which is why I think he's like borderline A tier. But I just don't think he's not been available enough,
Yep.
and it's a shame because I do really like Havertz when he plays. And I really do miss the little celebration he's got. So
Cringe.
yeah,
Yuri and Timber.
cringe. I think he is the next player I have to put in S tier
Mm, already?
already. Yeah, I think honestly, I think he's the best because of Hakimi's injury. He is currently the best right back in the world right now. He is so solid going forward, so solid going back. He plays for the badge. He is just such a solid player. Um, and I think if Ben White, I deserve it A tier. I think he's just the next level up from Ben White.
I'll happily move
And
Ben White down to B.
nah, I'm happy with Ben White at A tier.
Great.
Um, but yeah, for me, Jurien Timber has to be an S tier. He's so good.
Hmm.
I don't think there's a better right back playing at the moment. I think Reece James is probably the closest, but Yuri and Timber so good.
Yeah. Next player. Declan Rice.
S tier, S tier. Probably one of our best signings under Arteta. Um, no one talks about the price tag, or if they do, they talk about it and say, "Oh yeah, also he was 105 million euros."
It was a bit too much, though, isn't it?
No,
No player
I
should be. No, I'm not
no
saying it
right.
just for him, but
Uh,
like no player should
no,
be
no,
100,
yeah,
100
no,
million.
I agree. But I think if any player had to be, it's him. I
Jude
mean,
Bellingham. Oh, right, yeah.
he was the first £100 million player, well, £100 million, €100 million plus player that I thought did not flop.
Jude Bellingham, Grealish.
That was Jude Bellingham was at the same time. Grealish flopped. How
He
can
won
you
the
say
treble,
Grealish
mate.
did not flop?
Won the treble.
Yeah, but he didn't
And
really
was
do much in that treble, did he?
he was instrumental for the Champions League run. And what's Declan Rice won?
He will win this year, this season. He is going to win us
So until
so many.
now, so until he's winning, he's
No,
only going to win.
no, not a chance. He's the best midfielder out there at the moment. He's up there with the likes of Vitinha, um, and Jude Bellingham. Like they are like pure S tier players. I don't know anyone. If you're making like a best team 11 at the moment, I don't know anyone who wouldn't take Declan Rice.
West Ham.
He is just West Ham. Oh yeah, but no, he's elite. He can do everything. He is these days you have defensive midfielders, you have box to box midfielders. He is absolutely everything. He's got everything you need from a midfielder and more. I mean, the free kick ability alone is ridiculous. He's part of the reason we're doing so well from set pieces this season. Him and Gabriel have been world class, beyond world class, incredible.
He's got
So
whippage.
whippage, man, and
Uh,
he's just such a character off the ball as well.
I
Like
do think he's a bit too
outside of,
cringe.
I love it.
No, I think it's just a bit too cringe. I think he needs to tone it down a little bit, but other than that, yeah, I agree. But yeah, David Raya next.
David Raya, again, another player I have to put up in S.
Yeah, it's got to be.
I think he's behind Donnarumma as the best goalkeeper in the Premier League at the
So
moment.
he's behind. So he's behind Donnarumma.
Yeah, I think
So you
Donnarumma's the
think
best
Donnarumma's the
goal.
best
I think Donnarumma's the best goalkeeper in the world.
in the world?
Yep,
So Courtois plays tennis then?
yep.
No, Courtois is better than Donnarumma.
No, I disagree. Uh, I
And
just
then it's
look back
Raya.
to. Hmm?
It's Courtois, then Raya. I don't think Donnarumma's like better than
I
those two.
I just look back to the Champions League run last season for PSG. I don't think PSG win the Champions League without Donnarumma.
Yeah, you're talking about a competition. I'm talking about like, yeah, he had a good competition, but is he a better goalkeeper overall? No.
I I just think based on pure shot stopping ability, which
You're
is what
basing it off
you
like
kind
four
of
games, really.
he is. I think Donnarumma is the best goalkeeper personally, but Raya 100% is definitely up there. I think he's now better than Allison because I think Allison's pass is best. Do I think he's better than Prime Allison? Not quite,
No, no chance.
but no chance. But he has the potential to get there. Um,
Got to win a Premier League and a Champions League. Two
yeah,
Premier Leagues
agreed.
and Champions League to be. But yeah,
Yeah,
David
agreed.
Raya, second best goalkeeper in the world behind Courtois, but Calafiori,
I love Calafiori.
he's
I
not an S tier though.
absolutely love Calafiori. What's that?
Not an S tier though.
No, I wouldn't say S tier, but I would say A.
Mm,
He has been so solid for us. Um, I don't know. He's just such a likable player. I don't know what it is. Like
you just
I
fancy him.
do. To be fair, I
That's
mean,
what it
who
is. You just
wouldn't?
think he's too
Who
handsome.
wouldn't?
You fancy him.
Who wouldn't? He's just fucking too handsome. Um, but also, he makes me laugh. Like every time he scores a worldie, he he just doesn't know what to do. I mean, you go back to when he scored against Man City. The ball just comes across him and he just flicks it into the top bins and he just like literally sprints straight down to Arteta and just gives him a hug and Arteta's like, what the fuck was going on? Um,
Exactly.
yeah, he's super solid. I think again, I think he's got competition out that left back position with the likes of Nkapie and Maslow Skelly. But I think looking at the Bayern Munich game, you can see why he's starting over Maslow Skelly.
Yeah, good
I
player.
think, yeah, solid player, super solid,
Um,
and he looks amazing.
yeah, you can think that.
Definitely, definitely helps with our kit sales.
Interesting. And your female fan base
Mhm.
and men fan base as well, obviously. But
Yeah, of course.
yeah, next player, your best striker, Michael Marino.
Michael Marino.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't think you can put him any higher or lower than A tier.
yeah. He probably is your
Um,
best striker behind Havertz.
Weirdly enough, his ball striking ability is just absurdly good. I don't get it. I don't understand it.
It's professional,
You
isn't
know,
it?
he's never played as a striker, and this is weird, right? Even at youth level, he never played as a striker,
Good.
and he's just got that ball striking ability out of nowhere. Even he's shocked at how well he can strike the ball.
Yeah.
And then his wholesome celebration because of what his dad did. You know, when he runs around the corner flag and does like a little yay. It's wholesome. It's wholesome. There's a reason why he does it, and yeah,
Like
I
probably
do I
this
do like
guy's
him.
this next player is probably got to be your like. He's got to go down in history as like Arsenal's best player, like one of Arsenal's best players.
Oh God.
Raheem Sterling.
Oh,
Hold your
I
nose.
have never seen a better player play for Arsenal. I've
Hold
never
your nose while
seen
I
a
put
better player play for any other club.
hold your
Like
nose
he is
quickly.
the. Hmm?
That's I put him in his spot, so I just need you to hold your nose. Stinky bloody hell.
Oh my God, terrible,
Yeah. It
absolutely
was only
terrible.
it was
Uh,
only a loan, so you can't really be too harsh on it. But Jesus, what a terrible loan!
do you remember deadline day when we were talking about it?
You
And yeah, I was talking about it, and I was hyping it up to be this incredible signing, and it just turned out to be the worst signing in football history.
I can think of worse, but
I cannot.
Alidia to Saints.
I'm sorry. He was an attacker who scored
Good idea.
one goal against a League Two side in the FA Cup.
Sounds like your Chris.
Nah,
Yeah.
uh,
We'll just move
worst
on
signing
from
in
that.
history.
It's
Yep.
only a loan, so you're lucky. Another pants one, Neto. Signed him to be a cup goalkeeper, and he was cup tied. That is just
Cup-tied cup goalkeeper.
brilliant.
Love it.
D
Yep.
tier.
D tier.
Um,
We've got
and
a great track record with goalkeepers.
you have bought so many goalkeepers, and the next one is another goalkeeper, Kepa.
Do you know what, right? I think it's too early to say, but he's played, what is it, 2 games for us now? And he's looked solid in both.
He's not
I
going
mean,
B tier.
no, but I think it's too early to put him anywhere higher than C. I think it's kind of pending. I think that's kind of what that's there for. He's not really had a chance to prove himself in the squad. I think once if we see an injury to David Raya, or once the FA Cup really gets started, we'll start to really see how good of a keeper he actually is for us, or how good of a signing he is for us. But considering how cheap he was,
100
I mean,
million.
yeah, but no, a £5 million signing for a player who previously went for the record goalkeeper signing of all time,
Yeah.
70 million. Yeah, I think it was very good business from Berta to get him in, and yeah, I'm not too fussed about him, and he took a pay cut as well, which is even better. You know, he was on incredibly high wages at Chelsea and decided to take a pay cut to come to Arsenal, and a fee of £5 million. So
Don't say much about it. Just pending for now. Um,
yeah,
Martin Zubi Zubi Doo Zamendi.
Zubi Zubi Doo has been incredible this season.
hmm
Um, is part of the reason why I think Declan Rice has pushed to that next
Yeah.
level.
He's giving him a bit more freedom,
Um,
isn't
he has given him so much freedom. He is a clear upgrade over Thomas Partey
he?
in
Yeah.
terms of availability. And I just think also he I don't understand how he does it. He manages to cover so much space on his own. He just seems to be everywhere, mopping up so much in that midfield for us. And the other thing I just love about him, he's got that kind of you're gonna laugh, but he's a bit cheeky. I don't know if you've seen him in games. He will do like he's got a bit of the shit house in him, and he would do something, and he would just be like, I didn't do anything. Come on, like it wasn't me. Like I don't know what you're
Like when
talking
he
about.
like when he was at fault for Richarlison's goal on the weekend.
All right, shut up. Um, but like again, I look at so many different situations. Like he will go through and like tackle someone, and he'd be like, I didn't do anything. I don't know what you're talking about. And it's just like no other player does that. He's just so like cheeky with it. But yeah,
Way
so
better than
far, from what I've seen so far, he has to go to A tier. He's been so good and so instrumental for us this season. And part of the reason why we've kept so many clean sheets and conceded so little amount of goals.
Yeah. All right. Next player.
And the price we paid for him as well.
Yeah, quite a lot though.
Was it 60 million euros in total, the final package?
70 euros. Norgard. Christian Norgard.
Nagel. I'm going to have to say pending. We haven't really seen too much of him.
Yeah.
I think he's come on and played once in the Champions League. He played in the cup game that I went and saw. Didn't really put too much of a foot wrong. Changed his name from Norgard to Nagel. So
Gargle.
yeah, Nagel.
Yeah, can't say too much on that, but yeah. Next on the list, Noni Madueke.
I'll tell you what, right? Noni, he has so much potential to be an A tier player or even S tier player. I just think it's a timing thing. I think for now I say B tier.
No,
but
I say
what do you mean
pending.
no? What do you mean no?
B.
Yeah,
I don't think he's been that great.
he's been so solid. I mean, yeah, fair enough. He only just scored his first goal, but creativity wise, and the chances he's created for the rest of the team, he's been so solid. In that period where Saka was out injured, we did not really miss it. And I don't think that's criticism of Saka. I think that's more credit to Noni.
You didn't miss him because he didn't create, he didn't assist anyone, just like Saka doesn't do either. That's why.
Nah, don't disrespect Saka. Don't disrespect Starboy like that.
I'm just saying, if no assists in a whole year in the Premier League, just start speaking for themselves.
But yeah, Noni again. I think he has a lot of potential.
Yeah,
to do good with Arsenal.
Spurs Academy now playing for Arsenal.
Mm-hmm.
Look at you,
and he's
scum.
loving it. And he's loving it.
Yeah.
Sol Campbell.
Yeah. Mosquera.
Christian Mosquera. Oh, coming in right, and I have to look back on this game. Coming in against Liverpool as your debut at Anfield.
The one you lost.
What was it, like 15 minutes into the game? I mean, we lost to an absolute wonder goal. You can't put that on any of the defenders.
Don't give away the free kick. Shouldn't give him away the free kick.
Yeah, but absolute world-class goal. How often do those go in?
That's Bruno Fernandes.
That was like Declan Rice, David Beckham-esque.
Do not put Declan Rice in the same bracket as David Beckham. For that, we're now putting him in Willian.
In Willian. Nah, I I think it's definitely pending, and he's a solid backup to Saliba.
Hmm.
Um, he's got a lot to prove, obviously. I mean, he's still only young, 21 years old. Signed from Valencia.
Villarreal.
Valencia. It might have been Villarreal or Valencia. I can't
I always
remember.
get I
They're
always get
muddled up.
confused between them two.
Yeah, but
It
again,
was
he's
Valencia.
he's
Yeah.
it was Valencia. Again, very very solid player. Every time he's come on the pitch, I'm excited to see where he goes and where he develops.
Hmm.
Again, there was a thought that he might come in to replace Saliba if he didn't sign a new contract, but obviously he
Yeah.
has now signed a new contract.
Don't mean anything to be honest, but yeah.
No, but I think Mosquera, very very good player every time he's played. Still got a lot to prove, but we'll have to wait and see.
Hmm. Next play on the list, VG.
VG. Again, I think it's just too early to say. I really do.
No, no,
I,
no, no,
I,
no, 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 no.
I
What did we say at the start of the season?
10 games.
How many
10
games has
games.
it been?
How many games has he played?
Yeah, 10 games.
I actually don't know how many games he has actually played.
Um, let's have a look then. Let's go on his stats. 10 games, 10
Is it exactly
matches.
10?
Yep,
Damn. All right, I have to rate him here.
yep.
Oh, I still think it's too early. I'm going to say B.
Okay, he's going in pending. I think the quicker you like learn and just understand, like Marino is a better player up top than this guy. I've said it plenty of times.
No, I like Gyökeres. I do. I think he just needs Erdegaard to really unlock him, and I
When
cannot wait to see it. We just haven't been able to see it so far this season, and it's really
he's
frustrating.
played 10 games
Mm.
for Arsenal in the
And he
Premier
has
League.
scored goals. He has scored goals. Um,
4.
but
And
the thing
two of
is as
them
well.
came in one game.
The thing is as well, right? You've got to look at it. Where did this whole notion of players have to hit the ground running come from? It is such a social media trope that players have to hit the ground running. I
No,
mean, you
it's
go.
expectation because you're
No,
spending this much money on him
I
because
mean,
they're
but that's just the
supposed to be
current
good.
market. But we didn't spend ridiculous amount of money on him.
I still think
In it
65 million
based
is expensive.
based on the current market, he was actually a fair price. We got such a good deal for him, and I think I don't think he needs to hit the ground running.
He
He
does
hasn't needed to. Why? We're top of the league of both the Champions League and Premier League. We're
because,
flying as
right?
a team.
Because
Because what? He doesn't
you
need to be
spend
scoring straight out the bat.
you spend 65 million pounds on a striker for
We spent more
Marino to
money
be.
on we spent more money on Martin Zubimendi.
You needed a midfielder.
Yeah,
You
but
also
where's the
needed a
expectation?
striker.
Where was the expectation to say Zubimendi has to hit the ground running
Yeah, but he
because of his
did
price
start the
tag?
ground running well.
He has, but there was no expectation for him to hit the ground running.
Of course there was.
No, there wasn't.
There was.
No,
It was just
not
there
one
was just a lot.
person.
There was a lot more. There was a lot
Not
more
one
media on
person
it.
when we signed when we signed Zubimendi, not one person turned around and said he has to hit the ground running.
There was too much more focus.
Everyone,
There was more focus on
everyone has
Gyökeres
said about Gyökeres,
because
and I
you
just
talked about him from as soon as the season finished. It was Gyökeres needs to come in. So obviously there's
yeah.
more
But
expectation.
the thing is, everyone was saying last season, what did Arsenal miss? Okay, they missed a prolific striker.
Yeah,
Okay,
and he's
what
not
did we go
prolific
and do? We went out and bought the most prolific striker in Europe.
and he's not prolific for Arsenal.
I think he is. I think he's just again his off the ball work rate has been incredible. Everything he's done to unlock our team has been so good. I mean, his runs are incredible. I just think, again, he needs someone like Erdegaard to find him, and he will score bag loads. And I think it's one of those where once he starts to score, he is just going to go on a run and just not stop for
He scored
such a
two
long time.
scored 2 goals and blanked for 8 games, club and country. There's no defending it.
So
There really isn't defending it.
I think that's a bit disingenuous saying that, though. It is. No, I can't.
No,
I can't put that much criticism on him.
2 goals in one game against Leeds, right? Who aren't very good
Hmm.
defensively. And then you
Hmm.
play cup games, Premier League games, international games, right? All different environments of all different kinds of players, still not scoring. Not even assisting either. If you're not scoring, you have to offer something else. And yeah, you're
And
saying
he
like his
does
hold
offer
up play
something
and run,
else.
but Marino is doing that while also getting contribution to goals and
Not
assists.
quite. Not quite. I
Or
think.
scoring and assisting. What do you mean?
I think Marino does something very, very different to Gyökeres. In Gyökeres, again, is very, very different to Marino or even Havertz. The difference is that Marino, Havertz always drop deep. They don't play as strikers. They play as almost as if they're almost like number 10s that
And why are you scoring more open play goals with them with Marino on the pitch than you are Gyökeres?
I don't think that's down to Marino and Gyökeres though. I think that's a case of Arteta, Eze, and a few other players in the team getting more comfortable with the way we're playing. I can't wait for Gyökeres to be back from his injury. I can't wait for Erdegaard to finally get some game time with Gyökeres. I think both of them are going to absolutely cook in the later half of the season. It's just been a very unfortunate start for both of them due to injury.
If Gyökeres doesn't get double-digit goals, it
Hmm.
has to go down as a bad signing.
I think for a striker, yeah, I will agree to that. But I think he will easily get double digits
Like
from
he
this
like
point in the season.
bare minimum. Like Igor Thiago was out for like 2 whole years, is on double digits,
Hmm.
or at least will be on the weekend. And
I,
Gyökeres,
I see Gyökeres getting 20 goals by the end of the season.
whoa, what? Just Premier League or all comps?
All comps.
Okay, 20. And if he doesn't,
Then
he
I think it goes
he,
down
he
as a bit
needs
of
to
a
go.
flop.
He needs to go to Besiktas. Yeah, I'm just
What
not
is
a
he,
fan of
Victor
him.
Osimhen?
Yeah. Let it all work out. Eze, go on.
So far. Oh,
Let
I
it
love the picture.
all
I
work
love the
out.
picture.
Yeah, I got his Academy Days pick. It was let it all work out.
That Tottenham performance was majestic.
Mm,
It worked out.
yeah,
It's already worked out. I mean, just based on that, I think he goes down in Arsenal history
yeah.
um, as probably one of the best. No, not one of. It was the best North London derby debut
Mm,
from any player.
yeah. You went on your
Um,
spiel about him earlier in the episode anyway, so we
yeah,
don't need to go too much. But yeah, he's come out
absolutely love it.
and and he struggled a little bit, but yeah, he's come back on it. And the final signing, which is an obligation, which we spoke about in our chat, but Hincapié.
Again, he's been so solid.
I guess
So
he kind of
like,
just left the
yeah,
pending, to be
it
honest.
has to go pending. But one thing I will say about Hincapié, I've seen him play, you know, quite a few times. Again, that North London derby performance was his first start in the Premier League, and he looked like he'd been there for. He looked like he'd been there for ages. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he did not look like a fresh player coming to this, coming to the team.
hmm
He came in, had an injury problem straight out of the bat, which is very unfortunate. But since he's made probably, I think it's like 2 starts, one in the Carabao Cup and one in the Premier League, and both times he's looked very, very solid.
Yeah.
Definitely the better out of Hincapié and Mosquera. I think if anyone is going to, solidify himself in the team, it's going to be him. And he's definitely providing competition for Gabriel, which is
Yep.
much needed. Like, if you don't have competition for places, I think players tend to get quite laxed and will make mistakes. And
Yep.
I think having that competition is very healthy. I don't think it's a bad thing that he's there. And I think he also has the Calafiori effect of being very attractive and very good for shirt sales.
Very interesting. But yeah,
I don't know if you've seen. Have you seen some of the photo shoots that we've done? Calafiori and Hincapié are at the forefront of pretty much everything.
No, because I don't care.
Fair enough. But Arsenal fans, you've obviously seen it. He is at the forefront of everything,
Is that why they call
and
you
it makes
Gooners
sense.
then?
That's what they call us gooners.
Mm. Yep. This is the tier list. Would you change any of these?
Honestly, I don't think I will. I think I'm pretty happy with how that's lined up.
Yeah, I'd probably put
Maybe
him
the
in
order of
three.
some players in the tiers,
Yeah,
but
they don't really go in order, but yeah, audio
yeah.
listeners, check out our YouTube channel just so you can see visually. Just make sure you didn't lose where we're putting players, but you can kind of guess kind of where we're putting majority of the high ends, like the Salibas and well, not Saliba, the Gabriels and co. But yeah, that is the end of the episode. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Ding dong that notification bell. Follow all of our social medias in the description below. And all eyes on Chelsea Arsenal this weekend.
Bring it on. Can't wait.
Yep,
Up the
and we go
Arsenal.
up the arse. Ciao, Arsenal stink.